Well, I decided to come down to Calexico to do this news story. And when I got down here, I got kind of excited and decided to take my kids to Mexico so they can play in the park. It's a pretty good, large-sized park. Basically metal chairs, metal tables. Good, but it could do some work. All you folks who like to do charity work, I think we should bring down some paint up this beautiful park. Anyway, let's get down to business here. I did some math, and I found out this Amber woman imported 60 pounds, and a pound, there's 16 ounces in a pound. 28 grams. Daddy's doing a video. What you need, babe? .28 grams is an ounce. An ounce, 16 ounces makes a pound. She's transporting 60 pounds. So 60 pounds, I did the math, that's about 27,000 grams. That I followed. 27,000, let me read you what it said. Possessing 300 grams or more of methamphetamine is a first-degree felony. The court has no discretion to but impose a mandatory maximum prison sentence of 11 years with a mandatory $20,000 fine. So that's a lot of time. This woman should be going to prison for about 10, 11 years. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. All right, so I have to move, get better reception. I'm walking basically closer to the border on the other side. Play right here. So I was saying 300 grams, and she transported 27,000 grams. So she should be doing a minimum of 11 years. But in California, but she got caught at the border, so we're going to stick with the federal charges. She should be going away for 10, 11 years. But then again, you got to remember, she's a favorite person of Child Protective Service over there in Menifee. CPS loves this woman. I mean, they knew she was a drug addict. But now, what are they going to do that they know she's a drug smuggler? And I'm trying to get this information out because that when you go to trial, when they trialed this man, they're going to still have her come to court in her little orange jumpsuit and say, yeah, he beat me because I was effing this drug addict guy and we're doing drugs in a hotel room that he paid for. And he was just dropping off my kids, but I just thought it was nice that I and lie about him. My attitude is this: to testify in court to take a man down and steal his children from him, if the last two kids are his kids. I mean, that's a questionable right there. So I'm here in Mexico, Mexicali, and I want to just prove a point to you that I would do anything I can to try to save somebody. Of course, you know I'm running for mayor, so yeah, you could probably include this as part of one of my campaign efforts, but I'm serious about doing my job in whatever capacity. Right now, I'm being an advocate. Make sure everybody knows that Amber N Reyes of Menifee that lives on Oak Bridge, 29,543 Oak Bridge in Menifee, is a drug smuggler. She had 5 pounds of, I believe, I don't want to say the wrong thing. She had 5 pounds of heroin on her, which is about over 2 kilograms of heroin. And 1 kilogram of heroin, you only need 1 kilogram of heroin to get 10 years. So if this woman gets less than a year in prison and comes right out and gets her kids back, you know what's wrong. What's wrong is Gavin Newsom is a drug addict. Somebody says that he snorts too much cocaine. That's why he's all red-faced, you know? So, folks, I'm here in Mexicali, and I'm telling you, let's start asking some questions. How come Child Protective Services is not taking those kids away from Amber N Reyes' mother, who's also a drug addict? I'll tell you why. Because that attorney, Nathan, or whatever, Donathan in Riverside, says this is an acceptable thing. We all accept it. We don't have a problem with it. For the last 40 years, it's become an epidemic, and we don't see any problem with somebody being a drug smuggler. That's basically what he said. That's basically what CPS is saying when they don't drug addicts. Proven drug addicts. I mean, her drug addict friends contacted this man and said, look, she's way out of control. You kids. But that's not good enough for CPS. And the child protective, but at the same time, they've really dropped the ball in this case. A construction worker who got concreted in on an accident 5 years ago, and luckily he's alive. He can financially take care of himself. But CPS doesn't care. They'd rather have the kids in the hands of a woman who's a drug smuggler, who doesn't take care of the kids, who leave the kids months at a time with somebody else. Before it was somebody else, and she can't use her anymore because that best friend of hers snitched on her. And I hope the best friend stays safe and nobody hurts her. She did the man justice. But please, folks, call CPS. Ask them. The CPS in Menifee. Mitchell or Michelle. I can't remember if her name's Michelle or Mitchell. But ask them, hey, I'd like to talk to the CPS worker associated with Amber Reyes, and we want to know, are you getting a cut of the drug smuggling operation that Amber Reyes is doing? Yes, there was also fentanyl, and I couldn't figure out this fentanyl thing, 2 pounds of fentanyl, but I was able to Google the meth, and the meth being at 27,000 grams, way beyond. She should be in prison for a long, long time. Yeah, you're right on that, Maureen. 2 pounds of fentanyl reportedly were found in the vehicle in which she was traveling. So I've done videos. I went to Menifee last night. Nathan Wilking did a camera. Now I'm in Mexicali, Calexico border, and got caught. It won't be her first time. It won't be her first time. It was her first time getting caught. Because she's a little cute, attractive little lady, and she can talk to CPS out of it. I'm pretty much sure they must have cut a deal. These caseworkers of CPS, they're not perfect. I think they cut a deal for a little bit of the drug smug operation so she could retain her kids. I mean, I just can't understand it. Her friend snitched on her and said this woman's out of control. What are you doing on live? A Super Bowl game? Oh my God, Pamela, you really think I care about the NFL? You really think I care about an individual man's life who's at stake because some drug smuggling ex lied about his kids, lied about alimony money? I mean, she had him served. Here's the best part, though. We go to court on February 14th. We go to court on February 14th for criminal charges against him. He's pro per now because he was trying to gouge him for another $5 grand here, $5 grand here, and do nothing. And we're going to ask him, can you bring her? We're not doing a continue. Can you bring her to court for a trial? You know what they're going to say? They're going to say, well, yeah, we're going to get her all suited up. We're going to get her looking really nice. And we're going to prosecute you, Moses, because we, the government, the state of California, love drug addicts, love drug smugglers, love Amber. You're right, Maureen. Enough to kill thousands of people. Thousands of people. And I'm walking around here. These are innocent-looking people out here. Just wish I had some pesos. I was supposed to go to Calexico first, get pesos, and come across. But I don't know how that got screwed up. Maybe I just Googled the border and went across. But we'll figure it out. Pretty sure somebody, as I'm in the line, would take American dollars. But, yeah. So that's the problem, folks. Amber Nicole Reyes. You can look her up on Facebook. Cute, pudgy little woman. Lying sack of shit. And y'all know, I hate drug addicts. I hate women who are drug addicts. You know what they say, the CPS ladies say. I called once, and the person, the message, she goes, people that do drugs and operate on a regular basis like they're normal. I said, lady, that's still drug use. That's still drug addicts. Are you going to take the call or not? And they always take the call. I don't record every one of their conversation when I call into the CPS, because I want to make sure it gets followed up. The CPS follows up my calls, because I don't call for fun. I call when I got all the facts straight. And the facts is right here. This woman carried enough meth, like Maureen said, enough to kill thousands. Enough to kill thousands. And what is CPS doing? Keeping the kids in the possession of her mom. Where do you think her mom, or where she got the idea of running drugs and all that other stuff? Her mom knew. Her mom's a drug addict. We should build a border and check people from Texas. They say Texas is pretty damn good, but they keep coming back and forth. I don't think drug addicts should be able to get in a vehicle unless they take a bus, go back and forth so freely. I think they're transporting drugs from Texas back to here. What do you guys all think? I hope she goes down, and I want to make sure she goes down, because the jury, the way they're going to work it, CPS is going to call probably Deputy DA Christina Walsh and say, listen, check this out. Get a whole bunch of people that hate John Denlos and just get this woman off because she's just a nice drug smuggler. That's what's going to happen. Sure, that's how it's going to happen. And then CPS will get a cut on the deal. All right, folks, I'm getting a little angry here, and I don't want to be angry in Mexico. I like it here. All right, so talk to you guys later. Take care. I'll see you on the other side of the U.S. border. And this is Metro PCS operating right here in Mexicali, Mexico.